It's 1773. The British have just imposed the Tea Act, which not only places a tax on tea, but requires that the colonists must only purchase British tea. On December 16th of that same year, a cold night in Boston, angry colonists led by Samuel Adams, who refer to themselves as the Sons of Liberty, board the British ships in the Boston harbor and cast the tea overboard. 16 short months later, the first shots of the American Revolution ring out. The birth of the United States is a direct consequence of a rebellion against tariffs and protectionism. Free trade and the liberty to choose what to buy, sell, and exchange without compulsion from outside forces is the very essence of the American spirit. No one understands free trade better than kids. We all remember being a kid, sitting down at the lunch table, opening up our superhero or princess-themed lunchbox, only to have our hearts drop when we realized that Mom had packed us a bologna sandwich. Luckily, we have 6 highly coveted Oreo cookies, and the new kid is willing to trade us his peanut butter and jelly sandwich in hopes of making a new friend. Here you have 2 consenting parties willing to cooperate to exchange goods to increase the value of what they currently have. Now perhaps the teacher steps in and prevents the trade from happening, or a bully at the table demands 3 of the 6 cookies. This is in essence a government placing full sanctions or tariffs on goods. This could be enough to derail the trade altogether, leaving you stuck with the bologna sandwich and the new kid without the cookies, and more importantly, a new friendship and a new school. Free trade, most importantly, promotes peace and security around the globe. When countries align themselves and freely trade with one another, exchanging valuable goods, raising the standard of living in their own countries through more choices, cheaper goods, and an extensive division of labor, naturally allegiances between the countries become ever more valuable. Nations now become stakeholders with a mutual self-interest to prosper, which naturally promotes peace between the nation's governments. Just as an example with the 2 kids earlier, if they're able to freely exchange the cookies and the sandwich, not only do they increase the value of their goods, but they begin to foster a new friendship, which could become extremely valuable if that bully's still around. Free trade directly leads to independence and liberty wherever it is implemented. By allowing more choices to consumers, raising the standard of living, it allows people to freely pursue their self-interests. It unites nations across the globe by uniting people within those nations who have never met one another and may never will, as mutual stakeholders in the pursuit of their well-being, and ensures that peace between world powers and smaller countries is beautifully fostered.